Hey,
Hey, hi.
hi Alex.
How are you?
Great. How are you? Good.
I'm doing well. So great to see you again.
You're doing well. How is the PR pressure today?
The peer pressure today is, I'll say, let me pick the right words for this. So a little bit of story behind the peer for today. I didn't tell anyone that we were filming, so nobody know. And
Ah,
I was like, yeah, yeah, only a few people, but my parents didn't know that I was filming. My family, close friends did, and yesterday my dad saw the trailer on the TV, and he was like, "Is this you? Let's see what you have." And uh, today is like he's not talking to me at all. So I'm home right now at their house today. I'm working from here, and he's not talking to me at all.
oh,
So I don't have the right answer on how is the period today. So the story might answer you. So
crisis.
this is
Is it?
crisis. Yeah, today it's crisis. Maybe at the lunch it's going to be better, but today it's a bit of a
Oh,
crisis.
okay. So, welcome, Alex from Capabble. I
Thanks for
love it
having
that
me.
we already started. These are the Founder Games confessions because the
Oh,
idea
this
is
okay.
yes, it's called Confessions. It's a series of podcasts about debrief after every episode because we really are interested about the person behind the camera and everything that
Mhm.
they have to say that was not on camera, and really all of these things that came to your mind, things that are
Yeah,
fair, not fair, everything. Because
yeah,
I understand, and I'm sure that the people that will watch this, they understand that there's no one way. It's a story, and there's the things behind the story and how this came up, what came up. So, as you say, it's like one peer crisis. You have now peer crisis because of a peer crisis with the family.
yeah. So one crisis leads to another. So I think I've resolved the first one. Right now, I have to deal with this. But I think it's more of an of emotions over here. So yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it
A
out.
bit, yes, a bit tricky. Emotions and peer crisis. That's one of the
Of course.
things, yes, that are mostly
Yeah,
on peer crisis and statements. Emotions are tested. So
yeah, definitely. It was the same with me on the trials, but as we go on this conversation, I think
we'll
we'll figure it out.
we'll
Yeah.
get to it. Yes. Let's start with the first thing. So you saw yourself yesterday from the first time, like on a national TV. So what's the feeling? Who was that from your perspective now, from this Alex? Like what did you
Um,
saw? Good, bad, cringy, everything
yeah,
positive.
cringy is the first one, but I think I've seen not the same Alex behind the cameras and Alex in front of cameras. I don't speak that much. I'm a quiet guy. Most of the time I only do, I'll say, some precise things in my life, but over there I said, okay, I'll try to be different, because one of the reasons in the first interviews of the casting was, okay, what's your biggest fear? And I said it's public speaking, right? So I think I've went over that, and right now I feel more comfortable saying things that maybe in the past I was not going to say to anyone, even though close people and stuff like that. So yeah, cringy is the first one, and then I think I've developed some skills from this, and that's the public speaking. So the second one is that it's a learning curve. Over here, I see a
Yeah,
good learning curve. Yeah,
yeah.
towards
And
public speaking, and yeah,
yes, meaning your goal of coming to the show and the
yeah,
accelerator booth, it's fulfilled in that sense because you,
yeah.
yeah, good.
Absolutely. So, yeah, this was the right goal because I know I was not the best startup, and also there were many more startups way better than me. They didn't qualify for the first 20, but it is what it is. Maybe at some point I was a I'll say a better startup, better performance, better founder, maybe. I don't know, but it was all about these key factor like public speaking. Let's get better to this because if you want to be a founder, you have to have a public speaking. It's not all about just meeting, handling clients, and but also about the public because if you have the support of the public, I think that you will perform better,
Yeah.
even though if you exit your startup or you fail your startup, which happened to me, but we'll get there.
Yeah. But why do you think you weren't? That's what I wanted to ask. Why do you think you weren't? On one side, you say that you have this fear of like that you're not the best in
Mhm.
public speaking, and then you say, but I was chosen in top 20. Why do you have the internal feeling? I know why the investment committee chose you, but I want to hear from you.
So it's not a I'll say a common practice here in this country to speak publicly. There is no many opportunities for founders to speak publicly. I think that the media space for startups is limited, and this was the main thing that I said, okay, maybe I don't know how to do this, but eventually this happened. So founder games happened, and I said, okay, if I can do it, everyone can do it. So the conclusion over here is like more media space for startups, and everyone will get better with that. Everyone will get better.
Okay. Okay. And why do you think you weren't good enough? That's again, I'm going to ask the
Uh-huh.
question.
Don't have the right answer uh, on that because as I said, I didn't feel that I'm good because I've never had the chance to prove that I'm good at it. So yeah,
Aha.
this is the correlation between not having enough media space for companies or for startups, related to the feeling that okay, I'm not good at that because I've never had the chance to do it. That so this is I
Mhm.
think the right answer at this point.
Okay. Okay. And what do you think that speaks about the personality? What did you figure about yourself, personality wise, when you watched it?
Um, Okay, so I just clarified some things and some knowledge that I already have gained in the past. So this is maybe one of the most I'll say the top one of the personality, but also I have understand and from what sorry from what I've been from what I've been speaking with friends yesterday, it was like uh, you're too rude. Why are you doing this? Everyone said thank you, and you said f off, and I was like, but I felt that way. So in terms of personality, I think that I'm right now very open to say what I think and how I feel, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's only the I'll say the way I am. So I think that I figured out a new personality in me that I should be more open, more have more explosion in the way we speak, and this is the things that um, are making one founder to be a founder. So rudeness, definitely a I'll say a top tier in the personality of a founder. So this is what I figured out about myself.
Good. Okay.
Yeah,
It's interesting
cocky
approach.
rudeness, like not rudeness in terms of okay, I'm the best one, but yeah, just straightforward, picking not the politeness words, just that.
Okay. Okay. And on the other side, because what are you going to say about the team dynamics? What did you saw related to you about team?
teams in terms of my team that was working with
Yes,
me?
there.
Or
Yes,
okay, yeah.
yes.
I mean, at that time on the challenge, right? Not my team in Capabble, right?
No, no, not your team in cap table, but your
Okay.
skills of working with a team. And that was your team that we saw on the
Hmm,
camera. So the support team members.
okay. So I'll say the first thing when you regret your team is to not to pick the wise guys. The first one, pick the most hardworking guys. This was not about Alex from Romania. He just left. And also to pick people or teammates that have domain knowledge. For example, in this case, finance, right? So I've seen Mustafa. He was trying to learn. Okay, what is KYC? What is KYB? How investor can actually end up in money laundering and everything. But on the other side, Alex was confronting all the time. He was said, okay, you don't have this, you don't have that, but requiring U.S. laws, you don't have to have everything to start, and you don't have to have everything to comply with unless you hit a certain tier of revenues, assets under management, numbers of investors, and things related to this field. But Alex was always like saying, "Okay," and I will be honest with myself, I couldn't handle the situation and the pressure because there was also pressure on what I have to say towards media and how to manage Alex. And also while I was speaking with Alex from Refine, I figured out that he is leaving. So I didn't even have the chance to say, "Hey, dude, let's talk," and he just left. And
Mm.
yeah,
Okay,
um,
let's speak about that more. I mean, in a sense, one of the reasons basically why you were chosen in top 20 is the traction, the assets under management that you had under, so in sense of the presentation. But wasn't that amount enough for having these processes? Like, what was the amount that was on the
yeah,
slide?
if you yeah, if you do everything by yourself, I mean under your company, it will be, but we are using a third party company for that because it's not only about having the licenses and the regulation, you also have to have a huge team to do that, and the team also have to have licenses for that. So you have to have a compliance officer that holds I don't know, three, four certifications in that field. So it's not all about the assets and all. It's all about some processes you have to involve in your company. And this was the reason why we were looking for additional investments to have onboarded people with much more experience, to have people holding licenses, to increase our stakes, and so as we hear, for example, a certain tire, we have to figure it out. Okay, either we open a new company and we can do that again from
Mm.
zero and use the leverage of having two companies and not complying with all the laws, or um, having a third party company working with you as an extension of yours. So we took that
So you basically
path.
found a way to go around the laws,
Yeah,
but in
yeah,
a legal way. But anyways, it's going around the
yes.
laws.
Yeah, but I'll say the best. Is not a critic. I don't see as a critic. One of the judges said, "You know your ways around finance. You know your ways around taxes. You understand your field. So, yeah, you're good on that." Yeah, this is a common practice in countries that is it is totally legal to do it.
Yeah. Okay. And what's the tier? Like when you hit and then you change.
Okay, so there are a few tiers. For example, the first one is 5 million, but the 5 million is determined on a few other things. For example, how many investors have invested 5 million? Are there
Uh-huh.
1,000 investments, or are there one? If there is a one investor investing 5 million, then you're good. But if there are I don't know, 500, then you have to have a, for example, regulation A, that you are falling under a crowdfunding platform,
Which
which
was
at that
your
time,
case
yeah,
because you had
at,
smaller investors.
yeah. So we were falling under that regulations, and when you fall under that regulations, you don't have to comply with other things that you have to comply when you are not
Yeah,
in that regulation. But and
I understand.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a very hard field. I mean, you have to have a lot of knowledge to do that. I mean,
And
it's easy to make a mistake.
yes, and that's why Alex, I guess, he was asking so many questions because he said,
Mhm.
okay, what's this? But what, how do you saw that? Because it was interesting when we were filming, the film director, he said, like, did you told them to fight? I said, no. He was sure that, did you? I said, no, I
Yes,
never
yeah,
did it. What
yeah.
happened? Like, what he was complaining about?
Yeah, he was complaining about that he never saw the privacy and policy on the website. But as I said, go log in, try and be qualified for accredited or non-accredited investors, and then you will receive. I can now open millions of and thousands, sorry, not millions, but thousands of pages in the same field in investing, and then they only have privacy and policy when you go in deep of the platform itself. The privacy and policy towards cookies and stuff like that. Yes, we didn't have it, but this made the biggest confusion. What's the privacy policy for the cookies, which we didn't have it at the time, and what is the privacy policy for the KYC and KYB, or anti-money laundering. We didn't have those cookies policy because we were still under development at that time. You only have the chance to see the landing page. You create a profile, and then you get in. You didn't have as much as qualify, or didn't have many informations in there.
Okay.
Yes, because we were actually bringing up a few more guys to help us in not just the platform, but also on the lending side, pages, try to be more in marketing and everything. Until that point, we were doing everything in, I'll say, relationship based. We wanted to be we wanted to be to build PLG model behind Capabble, but eventually we could not because requires a lot of capital to be invested in, and we were good in selling. On the table, this is what I called on the table, like face to face, is many SDRs included, and yeah, this is the main thing why we didn't have everything set up towards the website at that time.
And how is the company now? Because you mentioned
Yeah.
something, but we'll get to it. What's happening
Yes.
now? And is it because of the money laundering?
No, yeah. If it was about the money laundering, maybe we will not have this conversation right now. I will be in jail. But yes, it's a very hard field, a very stressful one. And as I said, Capabble didn't manage to find the right market fit because we've made few mistakes on the path. The first one was that we were trying to build with SDRs, I mean, with sales, we were trying to build a product-led growth company, which is not correlating at a certain stage. And this is what we've learned in the accelerating program from guys from
Yeah.
KLH and also Vasco. I think it was Vasco
Yeah.
speaking about it. So
Yeah.
I thought mixing this two is going to grow even more, but it's not like that. You have to choose your own path. After that, we've secured some investments, but eventually the investment was not placed for the right purpose. Also, we as I said, we were good in these relationship buildings, and then I said, okay, let's not keep with Capabble, because you're not going with your heads through walls. But let's try and figure it out and do something else. Um, so yeah, long story short,
How does it
Capabble is
feel?
not on the market. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear how does it, because it's hard for a founder to say that. But so you were speaking, and now you said long long story short, Capable is not on the market. How does it feel for a founder to say, okay, this didn't
Mhm.
work?
Um, hmm, um, when so it's not my first project that I was working on, and I think it's not going to be the last. So I think for the first time being a founder, it's going to be a harsh moment, and you will not be proud of yourself. Eventually, you have to be proud of yourself because you've learned so many things, and as you work, you learn. As you study, you learn. But as you work, you learn very intensively. I'll say intensively. For me, it's not a loss. It's only a win. This sounds cringy, but yes, it's a win because you'll focus on something else. You'll try and build something else. There is nothing wrong with helping other startups to success, and you can. We saw that with Refine. I know few guys helping Refine to achieve something that he's doing right now. But if you see some potential in others, and you think that you're not bringing as much value for your company, then okay, go and help others. And this is like, I'll say, a community style in the building process. But yeah, for me, it's not a disaster to say something is not working. I think that's how say a a healthy way to say, okay, it's fine. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, let's get now to the it trials and the journalist itself. So at some point you said like, oh,
Uh-huh.
but she's inventing things, you're lying, and you're clear
Yeah.
in telling that she's lying, even though she said, but it's here in the paper. So we're not talking here if it was true or
Mhm.
not true, but the reality is, do you think now, seeing it from this perspective, is it smart to approach journalists like that? Why yes and
Uh,
why not?
okay, so I'll say yes and no. I'll say yes and no. But I'll start with the no. I'll start with the no. It's no because I'll say it's not good because this is the rudeness that everyone was talking about. And yes, she made things up. I'll have to clarify because I read it 3 times after that, and there was nothing. So trying to provoke at that stage for non-experienced founder in front of media, it's leading you towards downfall. And I think that the intentions were like very clear in my statement after the for the redemption phase, were that don't accuse us, help us. It's simple. Don't accuse us, help us, because we are paying our wrongdoings. We will lose clients, we will lose investors. Nobody will talk to us. But okay, figure it out a way to help us, not to demolish. And yes, it was bad on my side to go very directly, but the yes answer is this: we've seen Trump, right? We've seen Trump. We've seen many presidents. We've seen many press releases. They are rude, and when they feel that they're right, they are rude, and they speak like, okay, it's not there, um, fake news, stuff like that. Yeah. So I'll say yes because if I felt that I'm wrong, I'll try and figure it out how to say sorry. And this is how I started my opening. There is nothing wrong with us. Let's figure it out. Where is the fake news? That was it.
But do you think it served the purpose, your purpose? For example,
My
in winning
purpose.
of that challenge.
Okay. Towards winning. Okay. So I don't know if you if I've made it very clear that I was not there for winning. I was there for learning more. I was there for experiencing. Towards winning, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe led, maybe not. But I don't see it like saying no to somebody and saying that he is wrong can lead towards not winning, because maybe if I wanted to win, then I have to say, okay, I'm wrong, or maybe it is true, it's not true. What if I said, if I have said it's true, okay, and I'm sorry, then it will pop up with different questions, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, what is this? Why you're not taking care of your investors?
Boyan,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. No, Boyan actually answered on that, but I will speak that with him. They attacked him. They said, "Do you say that our journalist is lying?" And then he said, "No, I don't think the journalists are lying. I just think that maybe the sources they got prove something that I'm ready to
Mhm.
explore."
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
it's like it's not offensive, but at the same time, he's saying it's not true. So it's yeah, and I just want to hear your opinion on that.
Mhm.
Like, how do you, as how founders, should know the balance between lying and diplomacy?
Oh,
Because at the same time, you want to sell something, so you cannot, you
yeah.
shouldn't lie. But on
Mhm.
the other hand, you need to pack certain information, because that person, if you make them dumb, the same people that need to buy from you, then they won't buy.
Yeah,
So what's the
definitely.
balance here? Have you ever found the balance?
At this time, I don't have the right answer. I've seen like many successful stories leading towards being honest, always honest, and be yourself and everything. So this is my way of saying things. I'll be honest with myself, and I won't let anyone saying something that is not true. But for example, Capabble is still on the market. We're doing great. Of course, I'm gonna hire a PR strategist for this. Of course, I'm gonna handle it the right way, but I don't have the correct answer. Where is the balance? I think it's a new lecture for another program that I have to be involved. But having the right
Um,
balance, I cannot answer that. I don't have the right
okay.
answer.
Okay. Now I will, and this is the last. Like, I'm going to read three sentences, and you just finish them as you think.
Okay.
The first one: the founder games taught me that.
The founder games taught me that um, failing sometimes is an option.
Okay. The hardest part of being on press
Mhm.
is.
Um, not handling the press the right way. So with arguments, with some additional questions from your side that you have to address them. So it's a very, I'll say like a big answer, but shortly handling the peer the right way
And
on
emotionally.
your
Yeah.
position. Yeah, on your
Yeah.
position.
Okay. And the last one: if I could speak to haters now, I'd say.
F off. F off. Now, I mean, yeah, let it stay. Like F off. Yeah,
Let it stay. Okay.
let it stay. Let it stay.
Thank
Unless
you.
I will learn.
Thank you, Alex. And just
Yeah.
now, I just remember, because you're the only Macedonian in this top 20.
Yeah.
How did that felt?
Oh,
Did you
I'll
felt privileged,
I'll
not
be brief.
privileged? Yeah.
Yes, I'll be brief on that on this one. So when I qualified for the first 20, and I said, okay, I deserve it. It's fine. I feel good. And then when I fell off the show, I said, what what is happening right now, I didn't feel satisfied because I thought I want to go a little bit more further, not felt like maybe till, I don't know, top four, top five, whatever. I wasn't there for winning, but I wanted to experience more. And after that, I said, okay, I should be and feel very privileged because I know the first number of how many startups applied, how many startups for 40 qualified, then from 20. And yes, it's a big privilege because, as I said, I'm not the best startup. I'm not the best founder. There are a lot of good opportunities over there on the market. Everyone deserves a chance, but they'll have to fight for it. I think I was fighting more at that time for the chance. Some startups were fighting for their startups, but not for the chance to be on the show. So at different time, make different goals. My goal was clear at that time: get on the show, make some publicity on your side, But yes, I feel very privileged to be part. And for the next show, yes, I encourage everyone to sign up the form, to have the casting, and hope for a win. Right?
Great, great. Thank you, Alex. It was
Yeah.
great closure. I'm wishing you great rest of the day.
Thank you, Sanya. Thanks for
Bye.
having me. And
Yeah.
see you soon. Have a good
See
one.
you. Bye.
Bye bye.